Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I jump into today's topic, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself, James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself, James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is blessed. And I do hope everyone is making positive strides in their lives. In regards to dealing with this problem most of us here have dealt with. And that's being affected by someone that is or possibly might be a narcissist. With that said, I wanted to talk about something very important today. And it's just like the title of this video says. Helplessly watching the cycle of narcissism repeat itself. You see, us being the scapegoats in the narcissistic family dynamic. At first seems like a horrible thing. Which it is. But we have a greater chance at seeing what is going on and escaping. And because there is more information out there being uploaded daily to platforms like this, it makes it even more of a doable task to break free and get away from these types of people and push forward to hopefully having a very positive and healthy life. However, because you are human, and because you are caring, your mind might wander and think about your golden child brother or golden child sister. Because you know that if not only you, but if your golden child brother or sister had a normal mother and or father, that it's not only a good possibility that you would have a normal relationship with your sibling, that your golden child sibling would be living a normal life, not walking through the world as a master manipulator until they literally destroy their own lives. Then we have those where maybe your narcissist parents turned their grandchildren, your own children, against you. Maybe your wife or husband who is a possible narcissist. They made a team with your parent or parents that have the same problem. And they have brought your child into the mix, where they are being taught the same things and to be the same way as the narcissist golden child you grew up alongside in your home of origin. Maybe there are other factors as well. Because it's quite common that narcissists have a list of other problems. Some may exhibit problems along the lines of Munchausen syndrome or Munchausen by proxy. All of these can be very problematic because they will induce problems into themselves that can have real terrible outcomes. Terrible outcomes. Some narcissists become hoarders. Now this isn't to say all hoarders are narcissists. Because there are hoarders that don't have this problem of narcissism. However, some narcissists can indeed have this as a problem. Or they might become ultra successful and highly crooked business people, upping the stakes to the point where what they are appearing to be doing doesn't seem to be quite legal. And you know there could be very harsh penalties awaiting them if they push the envelope too far and they get caught. And the list goes on and on. With more different variations and combinations of this serious, and I do mean serious, problem. But here you are, on the sidelines. Even if you've gone no contact. A family member sends you a message letting you know that your golden child brother or sister is in the hospital for a serious problem. And possibly this brother or sister falls under the category of Munchausen syndrome. And you now know all of this inducing illnesses is sadly and finally catching up to this person with real and serious problems. Maybe your son or daughter that is with your ex-spouse and your narcissist family of origin as a team. And your child is getting into one problem after the next as a result of what they are being taught and who they are living with. And though this situation is a little different, I will explain more before the end of this video. But still and yet, at that moment, there isn't much this parent can do. And that's the entire point here. You all have big hearts. Big hearts. And there's a great amount of you that I know cry at night not only because of what was done to you, but the terrible life that your brother or sister was dragged through as well. Your brother or sister that sadly ended up on the other side of things. The side the golden child ends up on. What do you do? What do you do? You can't run over to this situation and plead your case. You can't convince someone to love you that has been trained. Literally trained to dislike you with every fiber of their being. All you can really do is pray. If you are the praying type. I know everyone has their own beliefs. And that's fine. But I choose to pray. As for me, I have forgiven my brother many years ago. However, I actively and will continue to pray for him though I have no contact with him. However, I do know his life is pretty much a mess as he has gone down through the path of narcissism and Munchausen syndrome just like my mother. And the end result usually isn't a positive one. I pray that he is healed and loved and cared for by the Heavenly Father. I know that if we grew up differently, things would have been very different for not just myself but for him as well. But while all this is going on, you have to find some sort of help. So this doesn't rip you apart. Because you are a human being. You love and you care. Even those that say they don't care about your golden child brother or sister. And possibly they are telling the truth. But I believe that a great many of them weep in the middle of the night when they hear the news of someone not so good going on in the life of this golden child brother or sister. Because they know this golden child brother or sister had no choice regarding the home they were born into. That their early start and training into this ugly problem of narcissism wasn't their doing. Now does this make them any less a narcissist? No. They are still what they are. But you can't let this pain and problem rip you apart. By pretending to be too tough and not caring about the situation. And then the pain of it all sneaks up on you. Or by just letting the pain take you over like a big or giant wave taking over an entire beach. It's normal to feel upset and it's normal to hurt over these things. But do not let it consume or ruin your life. You are too important. You are too important. This brings me to the topic of your child being with your ex-spouse that might be a narcissist and they are siding with your parent or parents that might have the same problem. This is where though I believe there are good people in this world. You can see the true sickness in this world. One of the biggest ways to resolve this problem, not fully but in a big way, is to make child custody, divorce, and all of that so fair that no one is really getting anything out of it. And the child has a fair chance to spend time with both parents. Because as I've said before and I will say it again, narcissist parents love control. And if they feel they have no way to use the courts to control their children and prevent them from seeing the parent that they know is loving and kind, narcissists will have less of an incentive to get married and less of an incentive to have children. And if they did, they by and large would walk away from them. Because they would be getting no narcissistic supply from this given situation. Again, I've said, if you want to see who the real narcissist parent or toxic parent is, assuming one is loving and kind, and the other is toxic, make the split so fair that no one will really be gaining anything of significance. And both had to work hard at their role as parent. You would see really quickly that one parent will pass up on their time to be with the child. One parent will spend their money up on things that don't matter before providing for their own child. And the list will go on and on. And then after this time of this person defaulting as a parent, then sole custody can be given to the parent that is actually trying to meet their responsibility with not only finances, but time, and love, and assistance, and understanding. Now though the laws can currently make it seem like your hands are tied as a decent loving parent, when your child is in the grips of a narcissist parent. But the sad reality is there really isn't anything you can do except pray if you are so inclined to do so. However, this is something society can do something about. By changing the laws. And to understand this kind of thing not only happens a little bit but it happens a lot, and the best way to prevent it in the future is to make such split ups so fair there really isn't anything to gain except being a parent to your child. And by doing so the narcissist parent will default on this no matter if they are rich or poor. Nearly almost every single time. But as it stands today, The best you can do is stay in good health. Stay in good spirits. Because one day, your child might break away from these people when they are old enough, and they might have questions for you. And if they do, you want to be around to be able to provide these answers. I've seen this happen. Sometimes the child grows up to be just like their narcissist parent. Some grow up looking for answers. Either way, there's not much you can do. And this goes back to do good things that makes you feel good. Such as donating your time and helping those that appreciate your help. Take a class or take up a hobby that fills your days, weeks and years with joy, laughter and peace. Because sitting in a dark room with tears running down your face day after day, night after night, will eventually ruin you. Don't get me wrong. It's normal to cry and weep over this situation. I've done it before in my case. And I'm sure I will do it again. But you must stay busy with positive things. You were put here for a reason. And it wasn't to sit and be upset at things you can't control. It was to move forward and to be of good cheer. And to be productive and full of life. You know, it hurts knowing that my golden child brother can't stand me. It hurts to know he's going down the road of my mother when he had so much promise in life. But I can't let what is happening to him take away from the good that I want to do in my life. And saying that doesn't mean it's easy. It's like boundaries. You don't develop boundaries one day and that's it. No, no, no. You have to work at them. You have to enforce them. It's constant work. And for me it's constant work and prayer. Again. That's my thing. It may not be your thing. Well, dealing with life in my situation. The feelings that come up surrounding around my brother. I have to keep working hard at that fact. I can't let the sadness I feel for his situation rip my life apart. I believe we were all put here for a reason. That includes myself. And if I let the sadness I feel take me over, I will miss out on my purpose. I say all of this because it's an ongoing struggle we all deal with. All of us. And if you are struggling right now, there are some amazing people in the comment section that I bet if you just wanted to talk about what you are feeling, there are several people that would be able to help provide you with encouragement to fulfill your life purpose. We all have a life purpose. It's up to you to find out what it is. But with that said, don't let the pain of something that is out of your control take it all away from you. Because though you may be helpless in what is happening to someone else, though for me, I pray for this person and I leave it up to the Heavenly Father. You aren't helpless with what happens to yourself. And life is and can be a fight. You have to keep on fighting in a positive way to have the best life you can. And the most productive life you can have. And the reason why is you have purpose. You have purpose. You have purpose. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.